Last week, I had another commitment, so that I come and when I informed Jennifer quick to make an arrangement. We had a lecture, right? The evening, Saturday evening, had a Did we complete the previous topic completely? I mean, fully, most of some there. We were talking about quality management week before last. And I can't remember exactly where we stopped. Somewhere here, is that? No, that for it, all the other side, right? Right for the assessment. Okay. Do we understand it? Because now you need to plan for it. Certain time is 50. I don't think you would make it in this time. Time. Yes. Will you be able to find get the information and finalize the content before 50? It's difficult. So for me, that they are bored. You can explain you this quality management tools and all the other. This guy, you left earlier, as I can remember. So later, do not care about. I have connected 3 programs so that I can exactly remember. So you say that we stop somewhere here. Explain this I mean, the evolution of quality management history. We'll have to wait for furthermore until others come. So please quickly, please go through the lecture materials. I will start as others. Is that we have not completed the previous topic fully. So we have to start from there and complete it and move to the next one. How about others? Will they come? Where are they? Anything no outside? The previous lecture was over around 12:45 for that. Anyway, then let's wait another 5 more minutes and start around 1:30. Little more time. Any plans of visiting Buffet also? No. We have a faculty event today. Got back to faculty at my University of Colombo. Time for hanging. That's all right. We'll stop somewhere early. At least doing the last part of it. It's the first part. Now, we're supposed to continue till 5. Around 4:30 or so, let's see. Maybe are there some more to come? No. Tell you that, right? Tell you that. But they definitely are. But we can slowly start. Please take this hand out because we couldn't complete this the other day. We started to talk about quality management. To complete that. So start from here. And this is the fourth session, right? Fourth session on operations management. Am I correct? Sorry. So right, we started to talk about this topic the other day, so let's continue from there. That's what I'm gonna is in another organization make us the particular card I very කරන්න. මම කරන්නේ වයසත් එක්ක අඩු වෙනවා කියන්නේ මැචුරිටි එක ඇත්ත. ඉන්නේ 21 that is 28. Why is this? මට එක්නිසා වුණදලා ඕනේ වස්සේ excuse me 28 right good afternoon all of you on operations management we are in the process of completing quality management for me not only for operations I mean producing products or creating and delivering services in your own fields also, maybe in accounting, maybe in completing your finance related responsibility, your understanding on quality management is important. But our main focus is on production related, operations related quality management here. Hope you remember, we understood the meaning of quality and few related concepts the other day, and then we understood the meaning of quality management, the importance of quality management, right? And probably we, as I can remember, as you also mentioned to me, we have stopped somewhere here. We talked about quality management systems also, and then identify the benefits of quality management systems and stopped somewhere here. So I assume that you have a simple idea what quality is, why quality management is important, and as managers, middle level managers and senior level managers one day, how you should contribute to quality management related practices, quality management systems of organization. Don't know to what extent you have understood it, but I assume that we completed that. When you go to the previous slides, are there any concepts or points that we need to discuss again? Quickly go through that part, probably within 1 or 2 minutes. Certain terms, certain slides that you don't understand. So the purpose of studying this topic, maybe you're familiar with most of the practices, but just to have a clear and correct understanding. We have not started yet, but I should complete this quality management topic. So feel free to ask some questions if any from the previous content. There are two going through the teams. So they can also unmute themselves and ask some questions if any, because this is the only time they get the opportunity to ask questions. Now we discussed what quality management is, the importance of quality management systems, and the benefits of quality management. Right? So, how many of you believe that putting efforts on quality management is useful and bringing benefits to organization? I mean, not the knowledge, but how many of you think? Please raise your hand if you think or if you believe that quality management will bring something back to the organization. Not to please me, right? Not to please me. I mean, it's good if you could understand. I mean, if you strongly believe in it, because that is how we can work on improving the quality of our products, of our manufacturing processes, in case of service industry. Then only we can ensure our products or services are useful for our customers. Hello, our products and services are useful for our customers. That is of high quality. Then only industries will be developed. But in a country like Sri Lanka, most of the organizations are not seriously considering the requirement of quality and quality management. That is one main reason why in most of the industries they are competing based only on price. Price competition is there, and they get orders based on low cost, not based on quality. And as an industry suffers a lot. Why? All the organizations will have to work hard to reduce cost only. And then as a result, what happens to the market and to the customers? They are getting day by day poor quality products, poor quality services. industries industries should be working on improving quality standards and keep improving the quality levels, and thereby take the industry to the next step. Ultimately, that would help customers to upgrade their life standards. That's not happening here in Sri Lanka, this part of the world, especially in Sri Lanka. Why? Management, level management and senior managers. They don't believe in quality management. They don't put right efforts. So you are the middle level managers and future top level managers in organizations. You should make sure you have the right understanding and you put the right effort. Right. Especially from finance background, accounting background, you can make a lot of decisions. You can influence organizational decisions. So there are many advantages we try to explain. You to argue and question it and then understand. True, we don't disapprove. That's what we already completed. Now, in this part, we try to understand what are the different quality management programs, efforts, approaches available in the world, how they have been evolved. It is good to know. Sometimes, maybe your mature crowd, you may have studied quality management related concepts, operations related quality management concepts in some other programs as well. But it's my responsibility to cover this content and help you understanding how quality management practices have evolved. Now, by looking at the quality history from industrial revolution to date, in textbooks they classify the quality management efforts into four main eras, four main periods, known as initial inspection era. After that, quality control era, and then of course quality assurance era, and total quality management era. That is to classify the history. So, don't know what kind of believer you are. Sometimes you may be believing in the first category of efforts, inspect. We have managers, we have organizations even today, they believe in inspection. That is what they do as quality management. Sometimes you may have understood that is not enough, so that at least quality control level. So that various different efforts are there. You should know about it. Then only you can apply. In the history, organizations have realized even the quality control may not be enough, so that they have developed some further efforts and kind of organization-wide systematic effort they call, that is called quality assurance, and that has not been enough, so they have further developed into TQM and beyond TQM. So what type of believer you are, probably, if you have studied them before? Do you believe in TQM? Do you know something about it? Have you heard of TQM? Yes. Do you know something about it? Yes or no? Little bit, or at least the basic knowledge. Right. So, are you a believer of TQM approach? How many of you think so? That matters. Have you got the opportunity to work in an organization where they have already implemented TQM? No. I think one of it. They are working in a TQM at the FS, right? By any chance, have you got the opportunity to work in a TQM implemented company? No? No? Yes? By the way, based on your understanding, do you believe that? Do you know what we mean by quality assurance or quality control? That is one. let's within, let's try to understand it within 10 to 15 minutes as quickly as possible and try to have a sufficient understanding. At the beginning, it says, during the Industrial Revolution and all, they realized they can't just send the final product to the market as the production grows, because some products are not up to the initial standards or the specifications of the code. So that these products are defective, damaged products, not completed products. So such damaged products should be detected and removed from the items sent to the market. So for that purpose, they introduced, they have been doing this thing called inspection. Inspecting what? Inspecting what? Inspecting the final product that we have produced. And they grade the high quality, not medium quality, low quality, likewise. That is what inspection is. What they inspect? Final product. In services, can we use inspecting? Can we inspect things? Well, most of the services are not tangible. It's a customer experience. Anyway, at the end of the service delivery, we can take the customer experience, whether they are happy or not. That itself is a way of inspecting. Inspecting what? Customer experience. In manufacturing, the final product. Understood it? So the end result, output can be checked for the quality and then make a decision whether that is good quality or poor. The quality management is limited to checking the final inspection. Sometimes they go for random checking, sample testing, sometimes 100% inspection. Each and every product, each and every customer. Inspect. Organizations gradually have learned just taking the final product. Even the end customer experience may not be used that much. So they have gradually learned there to be little more efforts to ensure the quality. One way to do is that one way to do that is something called process quality. They call it quality control. You know, somewhere 1920s, 30s, they have started developing various different quality control techniques for that matter. Hello? Quality control for techniques for that matter. Right? Quality control techniques. Right? So, so what is the main purpose of that? What is the difference between inspection and quality control? As you know. Is there a difference? Of course, yes. What is the difference? In the inspection, only the final product is tested for quality, whereas in process control or quality control, there are some measures, techniques used to assess the process control, so that it ensures when the processes are operated under controlled environment, it ensures that the final output, whether there is a product or service, we can get the quality output. Right? For that matter, they have introduced various different quality control techniques, operational techniques to make inspection more efficient and reduce the cost of quality, and for that matter, introducing various different mathematical and statistical techniques. That is initially to detect quality related problems, find the mistake, and then correct them. That we call a reactive approach. As you can see it in the next slide. As you can see it in the next slide, from inspection to quality control, the main difference is here the error detection and rectification. and quality control using various different statistics, statistical techniques, process analysis, and quality standards. They try to solve the root causes of the quality problems and overcome it, manage them, so that the inspection can be limited, can be reduced, and the quality can be enhanced. This is what we call quality control. Some organizations believe in quality control. You may have seen in the production process, they take samples every 20 minutes, 30 minutes, 1 hour. They come and take quality controllers, come and take the samples and measure for certain dimensions, variables, and then keep records of them. Techniques like you may have heard of process control charts, statistical process control chart, SPC, are used to monitor whether the processes are in control or not. These are coming under quality control techniques introduced during the quality control. Very efficient way to manage quality. Even today, there are many organizations. They just be happy with the quality control efforts. However, quality management approaches and techniques have been evolved further. Somewhere in 1940s, 50s, right? Organizations have started understanding now even the process control may not be enough because that's also aimed at detecting errors. Is there a way that we can ensure the quality by making some precautionary effort? Some way of identifying possible errors and then preventing them. Understand? So with that intention, they have developed various other efforts, especially they believe there should be a systematic way of analyzing the quality related problems and the kind of proper procedures and systems in place to make sure that they don't produce poor quality products. Their processes are under control and their systems are operated so that they don't produce quality defects. Our system started believing that what we call quality management systems. One that we described earlier, QMS, do you remember? From in 40s, 50s, that approach became even today, that is the most popular quality assurance, right? As you can see here, that is planned and systematic actions to ensure that products and services conform to quality requirements. Use various different techniques, including quality control, but reliability analysis, quality management systems and procedures, and many others. That is to proactively prevent quality control. What kind of person you are? Are you a believer of inspection or quality control or quality assurance? What do you think? Not necessarily it should be assurance, right? Not anymore, right? Hello? 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 Quality, what type of person you are? Think frankly. You don't belong to any of those? Inspection, quality control, I mean, as a person, what kind of person you are? You are a believer of inspection? How many of you think inspection is just sufficient and that is efficient, that is less costly, and that is good? You don't believe it? Okay. Then how many of you believe that quality control is the way? Oh, that is the most practical way to handle this issue, because otherwise, it requires a lot of efforts. But that's fine. At least quality control. Understand? Do you think you are a believer of quality assurance? Quality assurance? You are not belonging to either of them. as you can see here, quality assurance system, or quality assurance, where they believe in quality planning, problem solving, and quality costing. We'll discuss more about cost of quality a little later. That approach that began during the quality control era, and that they further improve it during the quality assurance era. They identified cost of quality because organizations believe when putting more efforts on quality, when putting more efforts on quality, that results in only expense. Isn't that the way you believe? Most of us, accountants, finance managers, no need to hire those quality management professionals. No need to maintain these lab equipment, testing and all everything. No need to. We feel like when we don't understand, because putting more efforts on quality may result in additional cost. We'll later discuss. But during this period, there was a framework developed by Durant, one of the quality gurus. He explains, no, even when we don't put efforts on quality, that is expensive. He explains it as cost of poor quality. We'll understand it later. Right? So they believe in the importance of systematic approach for quality management. That is why they propose quality management systems, procedures. Right? That is to broaden the organizational responsibility for quality. Understand it? So that era is called quality assurance era. Quality assurance era. However, soon after the Second World War, when Japanese manufacturers, when they were attempting to export their main production, especially automobiles and all, they found one main reality, that is in the Western Europe and the US, the manufacturers were mainly focusing on quality, so that they couldn't compete with the outputs they had at that time. So they want to improve the quality and compete with the European automobile manufacturers and US manufacturers. And they were trying hard, it seems. And then some of the quality gurus, like Durant, who were initially working for US manufacturing firms, they were basically statisticians and strong believers of quality control. They had come to Japan and helped these Japanese automobile manufacturers to improve their quality management. And as a result, they gradually learned that quality is not a responsibility of quality management team, quality control team, or quality assurance team. They started believing that quality is the responsibility of everyone. And to ensure quality, everyone should contribute. And for that, various different techniques, concepts they developed. And 1950s, 60s, this approach became popular. And later, this is known as TQM approach. Stands for Total Quality Management. They have been successful. When it comes to 1960s, 70s, they have been able to compete in the European market with the mobile and electronics. Then they have started studying how Japanese manufacturers are able to provide quality outputs at low cost. That was the winning formula for Japanese manufacturers. Reliable quality at low cost. Then they have they're following the new quality management approach, right? That is known as TQM. So they have also started studying it and then improving their quality management, that assurance approach into TQM. That is how that has become popular. From 1960s onwards, 60s, 70s. This was extreme. This became extremely popular in 1980s and 90s. beyond 1990s, there are some other developments, like just in time and then lean. And of course, in Europe and Western part of the world, the approaches like Six Sigma, just in time. Okay. So those are known as modern quality management that are based on TQM approach. Do you think you are a believer of TQM approach? If so, you should have a faith on those concepts. What are the main concepts? What are the main values based on which the TQM approach is developed? There are many. What do you know about it? Not just a name, not just an approach. It's deeply rooted into different values. It is known as TQM culture. Organizations, if they want to get the real benefit of TQM approach, it says that middle and the senior level managers should be able to inculcate that TQM culture in the organization and then introduce TQM concepts, TQM practices, and improve quality management. So that is very brief information about the history. So there are different definitions for TQM. This is one simple way to define TQM. TQM is focusing on continuously improving customer satisfaction levels because they believe in customer-driven quality. Improving customer satisfaction levels, simultaneously improving business efficiency, productivity, profitability. By gaining the commitment and involvement of all employees in an organization. Not only by one small team like quality controllers or quality assurance team, but as an organization, they need from top management to. Further to that, TQM is based on a lot of principles, concepts, values. These are few such concepts. We call them main elements of TQM. So they believe in customer-defined quality. Don't know whether you know the meaning. Customer oriented. That is aligned with the marketing approach. That is why this has become popular. The importance of top management leadership. Then they consider quality as a concern of strategic planning, and that is how the business strategies, other strategies are formulated. They believe in employee responsibility, and they strongly believe this approach called continuous improvement. Have their own meaning that we need to understand. But I'm going to describe these in thinking that you know about it. And then cooperation of all. They believe in shared problem solving. And a lot of statistical quality control techniques and methods are used in practice in TQM. And most of all, in order to get the support and the involvement of employees, they strongly follow these approaches like giving training to the employees on TQM approaches, TQM practices, and educating them on in order to get that. They believe in employee education and training. We happen to work for a company practicing TQM. You'll have to change your way of thinking, your approach to work, and then you will realize how productive that is. That may not be easy. Sometimes one might feel this may not be relevant, this may not be possible. Certain industries, certain countries. Research agencies are there. TQM can be successfully implemented in almost all the industries. We follow it in the right. That's mid-level managers, senior level managers. If you are given the responsibility to introduce TQM or TQM driven systems, you will understand the importance of these elements, these concepts. Not now. That is how I can introduce you these different quality management process and technique. Yeah. Hello. Hello. Mistake. We'll try to communicate to us something. Or was that a mistake?
The mistake, sir.
You're free to ask any question at any time. It's not a disturb, right? You can disturb us at any time. Right, anyway. So these are the main concepts of TQA. Since you might find it boring, I will stop it there. But if you want, we can discuss later. To practice TQM and basically other concepts, there are various different TQM related practices and concepts. These are few of them. Continuous improvement, Six Sigma, employee empowerment, benchmarking, just-in-time, technology concepts, knowledge of various different TQM tools, how they are implemented. Simple. You all are not going to become quality managers, quality professionals, so that I will just introduce them by name. If you want to become quality managers, quality professionals, or at least conscious managers on quality efforts, right, you need to know little more details about. Even as accountants, even as auditors, even as quality managers, in your own respective areas, to ensure quality, you'll have to do some of these things. Not necessarily in production context. Only to produce products, create and your services in your own industries also, which your field also, you'll have to ensure quality. Some of these concepts. Anything that you want to know about this? Otherwise, I will assume that you know, you want to know. I mean, you don't want to know about this, so that we can move simply the other topic. With your experience, anything you want to add, you are free to do so. To ask any more information, perfectly all right. It's up to you. Your question is whether TQM considers the customer inputs. This is the main technique where they believe in customer defined quality. So, in line with marketing approach, they are strong believers of customer inputs, market inputs. From product design to processes to standards, everything they design, I mean, they consider the customer inputs, marketing. In fact, they are ready to change their product design, processes, and even the standards aligning with the customer requirements. So that is the main, even as the main principle here, main element here, customer defined quality. They believe the importance of customer requirements and aligning the products to processes to other steps, aligning from believers of customer input. Probably you may have different views. Should we worry about customer views? Should we worry about customer requirements this much? Right? So there are different viewpoints. Yes. Anything else you want to know? Anything else you want to know? After listening to these characteristics of TQM and novel, do you still believe and do you still think the believer of the TQM approach, you are believing? Believe. Difficult practice. Managers will have budget. Employees should be given the proper training. There are many benefits by the way, but very difficult in it. So it doesn't mean that all the organizations should follow TQM approach. No. Only that is required, only that is possible. They can. They highly competitive industries is that this competitive industries, even with minimum quality management effort, they can survive. Anything else you want to know? Finally, so when it comes to different quality management tools, there are various different statistical tools and other quality tools they used in ensuring quality and improving quality. So, if you talk to quality professionals, who we call quality managers, director quality, they will explain you most of such tools they commonly use. But from industry to industry, how they can use this, that is different. So, what you see at the end of this handout are a list of such quality management tools. In fact, this one, did I explain this to you earlier? This is not just a quality tool. This is a framework developed by Durant, W. Deming, that is known as Deming's wheel for quality improvement. That is so recognized in the quality management profession. So, whatever the new improvements to quality, they try to implement aligning with this framework. That is known as PDCA cycle. PDCA cycle. 4 steps of Deming's wheel. P for plan, D for implementing on testing basis, C for checking, and A for implementing it on permanent basis. You know, every new quality improvement effort, quality improvement program, may require to go through these 4 stages. Then that change can be successfully implemented. So that this tool has become more useful. P, plan. Every quality problem should be studied in detail. And then to overcome it, we need to plan what we are going to do. What alternative actions would be capable enough, prioritize them, and select most suitable action to overcome the quality problem. So plan, identify what to do. Plan it carefully, how we are going to implement it. Say for an example, can you name me a quality problem you are experiencing? You want to consider as an example. Do you understand what we mean by a quality problem? In operations and manufacturing context, that is something to do with the product or production process, customer experience or so. But you can name me anything so that we can easily understand it. Any problem that you think, quality problem.
Producing obsolete products.
Producing obsolete products more than tolerance levels. In a production process, there is a possibility for producing obsolete products, but if a given process is producing more than that amount, what problem? generic question. If you take, if you limit that to one particular industry, obsolete products, yeah, that maybe to one particular industry. Biscuits. What do you mean by obsolete here? Product like biscuit. Let's take one specific problem rather than just generalizing it. We come back to that. One specific problem, maybe something you take from your pricing. Specific quality problem. You get my point? Can you think of a specific quality problem as an example?
The damage of the biscuit is not coming out.
That's right.
Damage of the biscuit is not coming out.
Okay. So there's a dimension. There's a standard damage of particular biscuit type. So due to some reasons, that shape, that damage is not ensured. There's a problem there. So to overcome this, what to do? There can be many possible reasons behind this outcome, right? So first of all, they need to identify what are the root cause behind this problem. It could be an issue of raw materials, or it could be an issue of mixing them, or it could be an issue of the mold that they used for that, or it could be an issue of baking process. So likewise, there can be various different possible root causes. So they will have to carefully analyze and identify what are the most, or what could be the most possible reason. What could be the most possible reason causing to this problem? Not only that, they will have to plan how we are going to control it to overcome this problem. Plan it properly. Say for example, if it is something to do with mixing, the ingredients may lack of one or two ingredients. So in the mixing process, right, there can some physical properties are not properly maintained. So probably they might identify, okay, by mixing this additional ingredient here, they will be able to overcome it. Assume that that is the solution that they have planned. So they introduce it on testing basis. For a few days time for one particular production line, they introduce that improvement as a trial. That is what they call do it. Implement with the proposed plan on temporary basis and check whether they could overcome the problem. One at a time. One plan at a time. Then they monitor whether the quality problem, issue, whether they could overcome it with this stage. If they could overcome it, then the solution is okay. If the problem is still there, no, this is not the way to handle it. They will have to plan it again. Right. So successful, and if they could overcome the quality problem, they will introduce the change over after few testing rounds. They will implement it as the new procedure then and overcome the problem forever. If that solution doesn't work, they will have to go to the next level. What is that? Again, plan. Plan for a new change and then implement it. Check whether the problem could be overcome. So that's cyclical. That is why it's very useful thing. Not only for production, not only for service operation. Any context, this system works. This framework works. Highly useful quality management tool. What is the name of it? PDC cycle known as change field quality. Thank you very much, Mr. Sarjan. Now, coming to your problem. So it should be specific. So this particular problem, yes, we identified that. Then only we can look for the real causes. think now that you are working for an audit firm, right? Every time you are unable to complete the audit project before the due date. Every time you do the extension sheet, so what happens then? You will compromise the quality. Is that? How can you manage it? When you run short of time, when you stay overnight and try to complete. That is one strategy. Maybe you ask other groups to assign 2-3 more maybe team members to your team, right? Or you do, I mean, you try to scale down the project. Is that? No, you can't. Like that, right? Assume that you have a problem. Every time you run short of time to complete this, that you at the end of the project you find a lot of difficulty. Is that a quality problem? Is that a quality problem? You need to recognize that a quality problem. Because of some mistake, some issues, they experience this every time. It happens every time. So if you want to overcome it and manage your project within the scope, within the time, expected quality level, you will have to find a way to overcome it. So you have to plan first. Then implement it, check whether you could overcome the problem, and then identify how to actually that right. So that is why quality management knowledge is important. But most of the time we just we somehow manage processes. Next time also we somehow manage. That is. Isn't it? Clear? So there are various other tools also that are listed here. These are basically statistical tools, techniques, common techniques. But for different purposes, we can adjust them and use. So techniques like process flow charts, cause and effect diagram. Have you come across? Check sheets, parallel analysis, statistical process control chart, histograms, scatter diagram, commonly used statistical tools when implementing TQM, in addition to other concepts. Since we run short of time, I'm not going to explain everything here. Right. But can give you little time, select one or two, go through them, check sheet, scatter diagram, cause and effect diagram, Pareto charts, flow charts, histograms, and statistical process control chart. Go through them and check whether you can get a simple idea. And of course, you can ask some questions if you want to know a little more details about some tools. Most of you may be familiar with these tools, so I'm not going to explain everything. By name it's different. Is that the reason? Taguchi concept. I will briefly explain it. That is the name of the person who introduced that approach, that technique. The Japanese quality guru called Taguchi. Have you heard of him? From you know. Have you? Yeah. I will briefly explain. Okay. What are the other tools that you think that you find interesting, that you find useful, that you want to know later on? This limited information is provided here. This slide just to introduce you. Coconut money. That is suitable for small kids and small kids. You need to know the practices. You don't know how to implement. That is that will be do self. What you need to know. If you want more details about each of them, very simple. Just Google them to get enough information, enough description, example. That's the one thing. When it comes to Taguchi, he by profession, I think he is a scientist, right? He has contributed a lot in the area of product design. With designing products, he ensures, I mean, this main idea is that not only the product, the production process should also be designed in a way that possibility for quality issues can be minimized. For that, he has introduced a different way of experiment. You know the meaning of experiment? Experiments, scientific experiments under controlled environment by changing certain variables, they try to understand how it affects the cause and how cause affects the influence the effect, right? So by changing different conditions, they try to identify how that can be controlled. So Taguchi, in his experiments models, he has been able to introduce with minimum experiments how to design better processors, better products, so that the quality can be ensured better. Otherwise, to relate different elements to different effects, it takes number of experiments. It takes number of experiments. But for the Taguchi's concept, within few efforts, few experiments, they will be able to come up with better product design, process design, so that they can overcome a lot of quality problems. That approach. They say that approach is called simple terms, designing products in the most appropriate manner, and then designing processes in the most appropriate manner, so that quality related problems can be overcome. So this new way of experiment. And little more detail. What do you know about this? Have you seen process control charts being used? Yes or no? What about it? No. Yes. Control charts. There are different types of control charts, P charts, C charts, right? So it's a statistical way of monitoring a process. Monitoring a process. Can you name me a process that you think? That's an example. It's a process. So we can monitor it, we can control it. Business example. I can give you, but I'm just thinking, I'm just making your inputs to understand whether you understand the point. We'll give them the opportunity first and then come back to name me a manufacturing process or a service process. The example. Control chart can be understood later. In automobile manufacturing, garment manufacturing, one production process, one production related step, that is cutting. Cutting process. If we just take that example, so likewise in a manufacturing process, there can be many such processes. We used to process, right? Cutting process, netting process, and then ironing, right? And even in each and every, there can be some activities or sub processes or so let's take the cutting. Now, you may have seen those who have listened to garment factories, they take number of layers and make the cut at once. If they make a mistake, some mistakes happen at the cutting stage, right? That goes to a lot of issues. And they will sometimes throw away the entire load. Cutting is one such important element. Likewise, many other processes is how. So, can we expect now? There can be designs, right? For garment items, their suppliers, sorry, their customers may have given them the design. Accordingly, the garment factory finally agreed upon a design that has a sample. They have a sample. That is a standard. But can we expect from garment industry? Again, yes. Do they use some kind of machinery arrangement to cut or still the workers? Yes. There are machine cuts also. Even for layers, they use machine. What is the arrangement there now? The machine is programmed. Is that machine is programmed so that the design is given to the machine? So it automatically knows it cutting. So automated processes are used to cut the fabric. Do they also use manual cutting processes like workers involved using various control and technique? Maybe medium to small to medium scale garment factories they are still using it, but in large scale the factories they are using machine. Assume that in a process, although they are programmed, can we expect 100% accuracy every time? We expect it, but due to some reasons, things will go wrong. How predict? Can we identify whether the processes are doing what they are intended to do or not? To monitor such, These type of techniques are used. So assume that the average length or whatever the diameter that they are considering is measured here. So there is a target value, kind of average they expect. Right? This should be the average. And usually, if the process is in control, every time it should be able to report a value around the target value. Around the target value. That is how we call it. The process is in control. We don't expect exactly the same target value because there can be random movements. What are they? Random movements, little ups and downs around the target value. That is possible. That is allowed. Such we call random movements. Although such movements are there, we believe process is in control. Because average is ensured, right? Or the process is performing equal to the average. However, normally we believe now that normal distribution curve, data set that has a Galle shape, and then of course mean and then the standard deviation towards both sides, and then 3 pluses, 3 minuses. Do you remember? And based on that, the confidence level that we determine 99%, 95%, and no. So considering such standard deviations of the process, they specify these two lines also, UCL and LCL for the process, depending on the confidence level, because random movements are tolerated. Right? So upper control limit and lower control limit. Then accordingly, the process control chart is done. Now every time they take a sample of items being processed and they measure that variable. It could be the length, it could be the weight, it could be some other variable that report on the control chart and check whether that's a random movement or non-random. If it is a random movement, it should be around the mean value, ups and downs, ups and downs. So we can assume that process is in control, so things are under control. Understanding? For that purpose, statistical process control charts are used. But in this case, what has happened? In this example, are they random movements around the target value, ups and downs? No, not at all. There are patterns here. Downward patterns, going beyond the control limits, upward patterns. So this is a typical example for a process that is not in control. When 1, 2, 3, 4 plot and the points are reported on the control chart, they can detect whether the process is in control or not. Then they immediately what they're supposed to do? Okay. They're supposed to stop it. Stop the production process. Not allowed to continue. Immediately should stop it. And then examine what has gone wrong, why these deviations are reported. And first of all, identify what has gone wrong and rectify them. Then only they can start the process. As a result, they could control the process behavior. They don't have to wait till the end. Because detecting at the end is maybe not useful at all. The control chart flash helps detecting the quality problems well in advance. And they rectify the issues is thereby avoid quality problems. Various different control charts are used. Not only manufacturing, even in service. Assume that at a bank, in relation to a loan approval process, loan application process, they can set a target as the target value. On average, a loan application should be processed within 4 working days. So 5 working days, let's say 4. If the process is in control, loan application should be processed within 4 working days. That is the target value. Upper control limit, lower control limit can also be set depending on the normal DB. Then, that is the process control chart. Then, each week, they take samples of different loan applications and then measure the time taken. So some, if the values are like they have taken 8 days, 9 days. Now, if the organization is quality conscious, what they should do? Immediately look into the matter. Why is this happening? Why is it unable to meet the 5 days target? Can you understand it? Even for services, this type of control charts can be taken. If you understand it, and you may be familiar with it. I'm just showing you a few examples. These are not just tools. These are very practical methods to overcome our quality problems. If we are smart enough, we can just change properly. Likewise, there are many other tools. But since we run short of time, so it is yeah. Do you want to know something? Something else as well? At what time we are going to have a break? Then I assume that you come to know of it, right? The last point on this quality management topic would be cost of quality. That's also a useful framework that we will complete within 5 to 10 minutes maximum and complete this book. Have you come across this framework before? Something called cost of quality. Since you have studied different subjects. Cost of quality framework. Yes or no? Sometimes might have heard of it. It's a very useful tool for any business. Very useful tool. As we understood earlier, not only accountants and finance managers, even owners of the business. So there are many advantages of quality management. They believe that quality management is expensive. Putting more efforts on quality management results in expenses, additional expenses, unnecessary expenses. And that is why they put minimum efforts on quality. They just try to produce product and sell it. They just try to create service and deliver. Isn't that the concern we have? How many of us have experienced organizations and their products and services? They try to improve quality, provide us the best quality service and products. Do we have examples? Well, they are, right? Why? They think producing at low cost, just supplying something at least one time, that is enough. We are not expecting the same business again. These are different customers that we don't get every day. Last week I was traveling on Saturday. We had our school back to school kind of event. So I was traveling from Tamunda to Colombo. On my way, I bought some vegetables. As many of us do. I was sharing a vehicle with one of my friends so that I had to buy vegetables at the place he stopped. I don't have the choice. I So I saw 2, 3 places there are good vegetables. So I asked him to stop. He stopped at a place not so quality. That's not so good. But he was willing to purchase. I just had. See, most of the vegetables the lady has selected not up to the very poor. I purchased some fruit store. By the time I noted that they are not good quality, but I anyway decided they are in a restaurant. So they have to say most of them are just we have to throw them away. Then I was thinking, now next time will I purchase? So is that only for me? Do they do that? Almost all the other customers. So isn't that the case for many other businesses also? That's a very small scale business, but medium scale business. Do we care enough for our customers? So then what happens? Customers may not turn. Customers may not buy from them again. They are reluctant to buy. Instead, we might go to supermarket or any other place. We might not buy from those small shops again. I might buy, but that is how. So, likewise, small scale to medium scale, even large scale businesses, they consider focusing on quality, maybe additional expense. So that the minimum, I put minimum effort on quality. Other comes economic quality ensure කරන්න පුළුවන්. I mean, vegetable seller. How can the person or lady or person, how can the person improve the quality of the stuff they are selling? Can they improve the quality? From customer service side, they can improve, but from the product side, they could have sorted. Maybe divide them into different grades and then setting higher prices for good quality, medium prices, high price, some effort like this. Can you understand it? That is how things happen. They don't put any such efforts, they just sell whatever they have. Likewise, many businesses do the same. So, finally, what happens? With minimum efforts, they try to sell. They try to produce it. So this framework talks about it. It talks about the expenses of quality efforts. One thing is sure, that is, if we put more efforts, cost of quality would be high. But then again, that is only this type of cost, what they call cost of achieving good quality, according to this framework. That's nice. Only this cost would be increased when we put more and more efforts. This framework they highlighted, no, there is another element of it as well, that they name as cost of poor quality. Meaning, when we don't put efforts, that would result in poor quality. When poor quality outputs are there, that is again expensive. So you will go through this part, and in this framework, they talk about these 4 sub-elements of cost, sub-categories. The last 2, we call them internal failure cost and external failure cost. They are the cost of poor quality that they have introduced this through this framework. Otherwise, the 2 main quality costs, we call them prevention cost and appraisal cost. Earlier, they were considering only those 2 types. These 2, prevention and appraisal, they call it cost of achieving good quality. To achieve good quality, what are the expenses? So, prevention. In order to make sure quality defectives are avoided, what are the efforts? Whatever the efforts they put would result in prevention. So some examples are given here. Expenses involved in quality planning, new product review, process planning and reviews, process controls, quality audits, supply quality evaluation, and then training of employees, employee education and all. Right? In order to prevent quality issues, whatever the efforts we put, there are expenses. When we put more efforts, prevention cost increase. What is the other category? Appraisal. That means to ensure the quality, do a lot of inspections and various other experiments. Evaluating the products, parts, and services. Some examples are given here. Where raw materials are purchased, you'll have to inspect and identify whether they are getting good quality. In process, during the process, you'll have to ensure it. Some efforts, final inspection, customer document review, product quality audits, test equipment should be calibrated, should be maintained, such efforts. So when we put more efforts, more appraisal. So that helps us understanding this relationship. An organization when put more effort, the total of these two, prevention cost and appraisal cost, proportionately increases. Cost of achieving good quality increase. That is why most of the businesses highlight. When you put more and more and more efforts, cost of achieving good quality increases. That is why they try to put minimum effort. Sometimes reducing that much as possible. This framework, they talk about the other type of cost as well. What is that cost? Cost of poor quality. Cost of poor quality being reduced. That comprises of two things. One is called internal failure cost, and the other one is called external failure. So what we call internal failure cost? Due to minimum quality efforts, organizations will end up with poor quality products. Isn't that the reality? When we put minimum effort, quality would be poor. And then they will have to put a lot of efforts to inspect, grade them, and identify certain issues. Then when there are defectives, they will have to send them back to the production, rework in them, sometimes throw them away. So in that way, they highlight when quality management efforts are not adequate, internal failure costs are high. Do you agree? Examples like scrap rates are very high, rework would be very high, re-inspection, re-testing, material review, material downgrades and all. Lot of internal failure costs due to poor quality management. The next level they call it external failure. That means when they happen to produce poor quality product, without noticing them internally, they are sent to the market. Now defectives are sent to the market and customers will purchase. Then what happens? They notice that they have purchased poor quality product. Immediately what they would do? They will try to return products. They will try to claim for warranty. Sometimes they talk about it negatively. They may complain to different authorities. They may file cases against the organization. Sometimes organizations will go for, you may have heard of it, product recalls. They'll have to recall the entire batch when complaints are reported. And a lot of expense. We call them external people. Processing customer complaints, customer returns, warranty claims, product recalls, customer defection, loss of potential customers, due to poor reputation. Can you understand it? So when minimum quality efforts are there, they say cost of poor quality would be at its height. Can you understand it? But by putting little more efforts on quality, they will be able to drastically reduce it. That is how that goes behave. So cost of achieving good, cost of poor quality would be decreasing with minimum efforts. So this framework suggests that organizations should identify these cost behaviors and identify what is the optimum amount of quality efforts suitable for the business that minimizes the total cost. That it should be somewhere here. Optimum amount of quality effort. If they put little more, little low efforts, then total cost would be high. If they put little more efforts here, that will be high because of the cost of achieving good quality. Understanding? That is cost. So it helps us understanding one simple truth. Not putting efforts on quality management would result in higher. Understanding? So organizations should understand it and then analyze their cost of quality behavior and decide what is the most appropriate quality management concern for us. Maintain the quality at that level that minimizes the total cost. That thing is there for. What is the name of this framework? Cost of quality framework. That talks about two types of cost. Of achieving good quality and then cost of poor quality. Examples are there. I think if you understand that, that's it. Any question? Then shall we conclude our topic here? We talked about quality management, an important area of operations management. Although not directly controlled by operations managers, operations managers have a role to play. Who are the main managers responsible for quality? Quality managers, quality management staff. But they will have to work together. Operations staff and the quality management staff should work together in a especially in competitive industries that become export-oriented businesses, it has become a must. In almost all the other industries also, in times to come, this will become a must. So we should know about quality management efforts. Managers specializing in different areas like accounting and finance will have to contribute them. That is right. Right, let's go for the break. At what time we are going to come back? 3:20. And we will move to the new topic that is product design. No. Thanks. Okay. You also planning to leave early? 30. 30. Mau photos like okay. Cakap pada kita tapi kartu nama materi yang bisa tapi kita cancel kan atau diberikan begitu kita kita udah para gitu itu nanti akan beda-beda kan hafle jadi karena dia tapi kita hafle oh nggak ada mana mau tidak kita depan kantin mana pun tapi nanti kan beda kamu kantin apa kan
Excuse me, sir.
hello yes
Yes, sir. I have a small concern. Last topic, the curve of cost of poor quality. Can you explain, sir, once again the shape?
cost of poor quality.
Yeah, cost of poor quality in that framework, cost of framework that curves you explain. The shape of the curve. Can you explain, sir? The
Simple, I think. Now, just think for a while. There they talk about two types of cost of poor quality. Hope you can remember, right? One is called internal failure cost, and the other one is called external failure cost. Right? So together that contributes to cost of poor quality. Now, when an organization is not putting the right efforts, that would result in poor quality products. Right? Internal failure cost would be high, external failure cost would be high. Right? So that is why when the quality efforts are low, total cost of poor quality is at highest level, right? And they argue with minimum effort or little more effort. I mean, initially by putting little more efforts, they will be able to drastically reduce the cost of poor quality. That is why that sharp the marginal decreasement would be extremely high. Right? The slope of the curve would be extremely high at the initial phase of it. Right? So that is why it's drastically reducing with minimum quality efforts. So that is how it happens. Then after some time, the marginal cost would little lower, right? With minimum effort, when you put little more efforts, the reduction in the total cost, reduction in the total poor quality cost would be reduced slower rate, at a slower rate. That is why towards the end of it, that is that slope is decreasing. So that is how we should understand it. So in simple terms, rather than not putting any efforts on quality management, by putting little more efforts, a firm will be able to reduce cost of poor quality to a greater percentage. That is how you can understand it related to the cost of poor quality. Is that clear?
yes, sir. Now I got the point. That means at the beginning, without putting any efforts, the cost is high, and when we are putting the efforts, it gets lower and lower.
When we little efforts, little percentage of efforts initially, we will be able to bring it down to a very low level. That is one.
Yes, I got the point. Thank you very much.
Everyone here, others have left. Is that? It's not today, right? Is that why should I go behind or why should I be there? They feel like leaving that come today. We're going to anyway stop little early today, as I told you. Everyone here? If you all sign. We have around let's say 45 to 45 minutes, 1 hour. Because you also left. Right, shall we start? In this topic, we try to discuss a content that helps you understanding different concepts related to this topic. Design. Service design. At your level, you may have sometimes involved in these type of activities, or sometimes you may not. However, in this topic, we try to understand what it is, why it is important for business, and then of course, what are the relevant concepts and practices that managers should be aware of it. I know for sure that you may be aware of certain things, but it's my responsibility to help you understanding with the content. So in this topic, we will define what product design is. For service industries, that goes as service design. Then the importance of operations, importance of product design, especially impacts of product design on operations activity. Important, and this makes a lot of impacts that we need to understand. Then what are the different product design approaches, practices, and methods commonly available, so that you can think of developing new products, thinking of new ways of designing new products and all. So that is one thing of it. And then to understand the best way to do it, there is this best practice for that. We call it product development process that has several steps. We'll quickly identify them. If not today, then we will next time. So there are steps recommended in the best practice as to how we can design new products. Various other key concepts and practices that you be aware that you should be aware on product designing will also be covered as time permits. So all in all, we try to understand what product designing is, why it is important, how that decision affect on other operations management decisions, and then the process to develop it. I hope that is clear. Product design, very simple terms, all about specifying the product characteristics that the firm is going to produce. That is the starting point for any production, because they will have to first identify what are the unique characteristics of our product, how we are going to make it different from other products. So what is the design of our product? So it is the process of designing the unique characteristics and features of the organization's output. So for a very simple product like electric kettle, the initial ideas may be put into sketches and then developed into products. And for a complicated product like automobiles, again the same, from initial concepts to final product, and technical details and documents should have been finalized. It's a more or less technical process that is important for any business, irrespective of the industry. So as students of operations management here, we try to understand when designing products, what steps we can follow, what techniques we should follow. Otherwise, we lack of that understanding. We think our new product concepts can be just started as product tomorrow. No, it won't be. There should be a process. There should be a way that we have to specify. In more specific terms, for manufacturing, that is product design, it is the process of designing all the product characteristics, such as the appearance of it. That may include the shape, the colors, sizes, and the features, main and the additional features. Then, of course, deciding the materials, the components it is made of, and other technical dimensions and tolerances, and its performance standards and all. Things should be specified carefully and read through the product designing process that they do it. So services, it is called service design. You know, that is different from a product. Services are customer experiences mostly. So not a final output as such. So we say for a service package should be designed together, certain few elements. That may, for our study purpose, we divide a service package into 3 elements. One is physical elements. You know, for most of the services, certain tangible items should be attached. For example, now dining experiences, restaurants. What you get at Pizza Hut, McDonald's, and KFC, or any other place, different experience. In it, food items and various other physical elements, they are different from one another. So that is one type of it, physical elements of the service. In addition to that, they believe to make a service experience unique, we need to add aesthetic benefits and psychological benefits also to the service package so that the service become more unique. Aesthetic benefits, how customers feel, that should be different. For example, for a restaurant, when you go there, the atmosphere, arrangement, furniture, service, from place to place, they're different. Aesthetic benefits are different. And it would be further unique if they could provide customers unique mental satisfaction, psychological benefits also. Maybe if they can provide a kind of place to a family to have a unique experience, or friendship groups to hang around and stay for a while longer time and enjoy the service provided there. So likewise, some sort of psychological benefit. So the service become more unique. Clear? So simple understanding. For a product, that's about the outer appearance of the product too. Its internal components and everything specifying. For a service, specifying the service package elements. By any chance, have you been given the responsibility, maybe on behalf of your business, the organization, involving in such activity? Now, for each and every customer's requirements, sometimes customized services are required, customized products are required. So they'll have to customize the product. So existing products are not enough, so that they want to have a new design. So you are in a team working with other managers, designing a new product like that. Have you got any chance? No? Yes or no? Any one of you think starting up your own business? No? In such a case, you need to know, at least you need to have an idea how we should design product, how important this is, how product design decisions affect on other decisions. That we try to understand under this topic. Anyway, just assume that you are given a responsibility. Maybe the same organization, or maybe a accounting firm or leading firm, I don't know. Or any other manufacturing firm or service firm, yeah, you operate as, you contribute as the accountant or the finance manager. So you have to work with a team and team. You attach to a media company. Work with that media institution. And place like whatever. So they think of developing a new program based on a new concept where you are also supposed to work with it, come up with a new idea. That is how it happens. A manufacturing example, like you are working for a electrical product manufacturing firm, maybe lights, sockets, and others. So you are going to contribute to one product designing project. Yeah, within 3 or 6 months time, you as a team should come up with a new product concept that you are going to produce after a while. Then know little more technically how we can contribute. Isn't so? Assume that you are given the opportunity, how you are going to do that. What do you know about it? How you can plan your activity? Any idea? Do you take it as a serious project? How many of you would take it as a serious project? It should be a serious project. I think in this new product you are going to develop. You can develop it in a better way that could generate a lot of revenue and that generate profits. So you should know what steps should be required, what steps should be followed, what you should specify, who should contribute to it, like first, right? So that is why managers should have a simple knowledge. Not a rocket science. Tested methods are there, tested steps are there. It's a matter of knowing them and just practice. So in the discussion today, because the limited time, we'll try to explain some steps with the support of you. Right. One more concept here, we call it Earlier one, product design. Together they say process design should also be done. Process design, also known as process engineering. Process engineering. Now, the idea is that any new product, specifying its characteristics and all, we call it product design. Now, there should be a manufacturing process, step-by-step manufacturing process that we can use to produce that product. Otherwise, the product idea may not be practical. So, configuring a manufacturing process, step-by-step, that can be used to produce the product. That is what we call process configuring or process engineering or process design. They say these two decisions should be taken, should be managed parallelly. Product design and process design decision should be taken together because they are interrelated. The type of features you add to the product may complicate the process. Right? And then of course certain other technical aspect of the product may affect to the process. Right? Some changes to the process would affect on the product design as well. So these two decisions are interrelated very much. So these two decisions should be taken together. So product design and process design decisions should be taken together. That is one concept. The story. There are various other concepts relevant to this topic. One such concept is this PLC framework. That has many managerial implications here. PLC stands for Product Life Cycle Framework. In simple terms, every new product introduced to a market, right, according to this explanation, right, it says every new product may go through different stages of its product life. From introduction phase to growth phase to maturity phase to decline. And accordingly, how is measured or how it is assessed? Based on revenue, sales. So, I hope you have studied PLC. So, based on the sales growth, we can identify phases of product life cycle. So, there are many managerial implications, especially for product designing. There are many. Say, for example, one simple truth is that every new product introduced one day will go through growth stage, maturity stage, and come to decline. Naturally. So one simple truth is that when there are existing products becoming matured level and decline level, there should be some other products keep introducing to the product portfolio. Otherwise, their total revenue will decrease. So product development, product design should be a continuous. Keep adding new products to the product portfolio. Important. Otherwise, existing products become decline. That is one simple. So likewise, there are many implications. Another one would be like at each stage of product, there should be some amendments to the product design. We may have discussed it on marketing also. So introductory stage, are they supposed to introduce one type of products or many different types of products? Different varieties, especially with the attention, with the attraction, right? And then the growth stage, they will have to identify most demanded items and focus more on them. Right? A few high demanded items should be selected and produced in large scale. Likewise, some stages in product. No more varieties, only a few. Then the maturity stage button. When the concept is well established in the market, only a selected 2, 3, 4, probably 2 or 3 varieties that are high demand will be continued. All the other varieties will be discarded. Volume is the most important thing. That determines the profit. No more variety. One or few. When it comes to decline stage, upon product, the implication is that most profitable one version of the product will be maintained, all the other varieties will be removed. So likewise, there are different implications of this framework. Understood it? So use your previous knowledge also. Product life cycle helps us making a lot of product related decisions. Right. Coming to designing product, how a company, how managers should make decisions about product. So basically, there are these two main approaches for products. Two main. The first and the most traditional approach for product design is called product-based design. Product-based design. Somewhat new, more efficient and reliable approach of product design is called is named as value-based design. They're different in their approaches. Let's within few minutes time understand that. What is the first approach? How can we develop products, design products according to that approach? What is the starting point? The product itself. Right? In some industries, they begin with the products. Especially technology-driven industries, science-based industries. They have their R&D teams. They work on technology development. They work on new product development. They come up with the product first. With newer features, newer technologies, newer solutions. They begin with the product. Electronic items, mobile phones, pharmaceutical items, automobiles sometimes, newer technologies. They begin with the product and accordingly set the cost or estimate the cost of the product and then decide the prices. And all these decisions would contribute to the value. So what the customers would get finally, and that is what customers. It begins from the product, ends with customer. For some investors, this is the best way. Even today, that is how it. How it happens. So they keep introducing newer products, innovative products, and they become successful. However, with marketing approach from the 1960s, 70s, and onward, the second approach that has gained a lot of acceptance, a lot of popularity. What is that approach? We call it value-based approach for product designing. In simple terms, from where it begins from the market. It begins from the customer. We go to the market. They study customers and customer requirements, right? And they try to identify for what purposes they are going to use our product. What are their requirements? And then decide what we are going to offer them, the value. Marketing approach. Identify their requirements and specify what we are going to offer in a unique way than other competitors do. Right? Specify the value. And this, for that, set the price. Based on the price, they estimate the cost they can bear. We call it target cost. Not to secure a reasonable profit margin. What is the cost we can bear with produce the product? That's the target cost. And aligning with that, like the value and the cost constraints, this design the product. Okay. finally decide the product according to the market requirement and how we are going to differentiate our one unique value. So that is the second one, which they call more reliable practical approach, because your product finally may fulfill some customer requirements that has a demand. Prices are affordable. That is that. Those are the two things. What do you think? Can we say outside that the marketing approach, the second approach is better than the traditional product-based approach, or other way around? What do you think? For product design, which approach seems more suitable, more effective? Value-based? Well, that is what most of the businesses believe now. The value-based approach is more practical and more reliable, less risky. However, in some other industries, still they continue with product-based. Or sometimes a combination of these two. A combination of these. That is one. Businesses will have a decision. We have to make a decision. What should be the approach? That's about the main approaches. Thereafter, we will have to understand how product design can be done. No need to mention, I guess, from industry to industry, from or even within the same industry, from organization to organization, how they design products, what steps they follow, and that may vary because of their policies, their values, their technologies, their strengths. That may vary. But what we try to understand here in this topic, the best practice. What it should have happened. Right? So technically we believe when designing products, this service, now which department is which management team is more responsible for that? There are different departments, finance to marketing to operations to HR to various other, right? So which department is more responsible for specifying the products, product features and other details? Marketing and operations, in your understanding or in your suggestion. But this itself is a technical work that requires some unique competence. Product designing is difficult. It requires some technical knowledge. So in every industry, there are these product design experts, professionals. We call them product designers, product design team. They have the technical knowledge. They have the expertise. With the relevant technology background, technology behind the goods manufacturing is different. Technology behind food processing and brewing, cement manufacturing, automobile. So the product designers in that particular industry should have that technology background plus product designing knowledge. So with their expertise, they can contribute to this. So that is one main thing that not you and me. But can they make such decisions alone? That is the doubt. That is where the point you mentioned is. Other departments should also contribute to this. Especially who are the departments? Who are the other departments? Marketing and operations and should contribute to this project, and that is why it says handling product design processes is a joint responsibility. Product design team, their contribution, their expertise is important, extremely important. But marketing's inputs, operations and manufacturing inputs are. Right? So, why marketing? How marketing can contribute to product designing kind of? They are well aware of the market and the customers and their requirements. They are good at conducting market surveys, marketing surveys and everything, right? And understanding customer requirements and interpreting them and bringing them as product idea. Marketing has a role to play. Otherwise, product designers may use their technical knowledge, engineering knowledge and all, may come up with technically solid product, but that has a less market access. And at the same time, manufacturing, they are responsible. They are responsible for mainly manufacturing the product. How come they contributed to this product design and then process design? Can you understand that? How manufacturing experts can contribute? Well, they are experts in manufacturing technology. Existing technological knowledge, they have very good understanding about the technical capability, workforce, their talents, their competencies. So we discussed together with the product design, process design should also complete. But that is why this team should work together. That is how it works. That is the best practice. Although different organizations may have their own approach. So that's why I asked, have you ever been able to contribute to such? Let me know. Now, coming to this team approach, slide number 50. Slide number 50 will help you getting a simple idea. Now, this is how this is being explained. So traditionally, these different departments contributing to product development projects, product design projects. And that approach is called sequential design approach. Can you go through that? Sequential design. Sequential, step by step. When one department completes their work, others take the project from their own. Sequence. Marketing team will go to the market, study the customer requirements and all there in the market, and come up with a new product concept. This might be working in this market segment. Then accordingly, we will specify the performance. We call it performance spec, finalized by the marketing person. Based on such inputs and the technology knowledge, design engineers will specify the design specs, design specification. But alone, within their goals, isolated, using the inputs of the previous department. And then that is given to the manufacturing engineers to come up with manufacturing specs, how the product should be manufactured. And such instructions will be given to the production team to arrange the production line and start production. Step by step, sequential within their boundaries. The idea is clear. They are working together. They are contributing to the project, but isolated. high likely they say it takes longer time. Sometimes no proper communication. There can be ups and downs, iterations, go backward, come and forward, backward movements here and there, unnecessary delay. So sequential product design approach seems ineffective. Although that is good, that is inefficient. That is why the team needs that approach. What is the name given for that? Concurrent design approach or team approach, where these experts from different teams and different departments are supposed to work together. Concurrent design. Goals are broken down. Responsibility is given to the team, project team. That is recommended as the best practice. Specify product characteristics, processes, configure processes within short time. Efficient. So what are the departments that should work together? So what are the main departments that should work together in product design projects? Product design experts should be there because they are the hardcore experts in it, right? And then marketing team should contribute. Manufacturing team should contribute. The production team will also do it. That is in general. Anything else you want to ask about it? Those who are connected to the meeting through Teams, do you want to ask something? Right. Seems you are comfortable with it. So let's move to slide number 10. Bye. Especially manufacturing firms, and then of course, what are the common methods they use? What are the common methods they use to develop new product, design new product? So we can commonly identify these approaches. One main practice that we can see is using company-owned teams, in-house teams for product development. Sometimes it could be dedicated teams like R&D team, research and development. They have established research and development units. Scientists, researchers are hired. They are provided with lab facilities, equipment, technology, and everything. They keep on working, developing the research technology, new products, new technologies, and all. And as byproduct, they in their process they come up with new products. So most of the world leading firms, Toyota to Google to Microsoft to any other leading, Nestle to any other. They have their R&D teams working on new products. Pharmaceutical manufacturers, they invest billions for initial researchers and developing new drugs, new formulas. So as food processing, like Nestle, you just Google just check their website, type of product they have. Various different food solutions they have developed. So in IT, companies like Google to Microsoft, how much they have invested? R&D. Toyota to Airbus, various different transport solutions they have developed using in-house R&D teams. Right? Clear? In addition to that, or separately, organizations tend to use some project teams. We call often them cross-functional project teams. Cross-functional, which means different departments, experts from different departments put together into one project team. That's not the responsibility to come up with new product ideas, test the market feasibility and all the other steps, and come up with one new idea, new product within a specified time. Understood it? So that's also data approach. Product designing to marketing to other teams can contribute there. When I visited one electrical products manufacturer in Sri Lanka, they produce various bulbs, sockets, and electrical from wire to various other devices, with various other products. So by that time, they had appointed two teams working on two different product lines. Internal department managers representing different departments. While managing their day-to-day work, they are working on that project also. You know about entrepreneurs, right? Entrepreneurs taking a risk and then try out the new concepts, delivering succeeding business plan. So in the same manner, organizations they have entrepreneurs. Managers given the responsibility of developing new product ideas using their risk taking, creativity, right? And understand? Cost-effective approach to come up with new product. And that encourages workers to work, give fullest commitment also. Managers are really that young, those who contribute. Because they get the opportunity to try out their creative thinking. And the investment will be made by the company. Fair trade. I've been working for a trading company because we're in the university there. Managing directors, straightforward, give the approvals to new product concepts come are developed by he made the investment, managers can try out. Yeah. Of course, we will have to be paying. You think of a media institution like Tirasa, a lot of such new programs they have developed. Initial ideas have taken for produce. Perspective approach for design. Do you have any such experience? Or have you heard of? Anyway, those are two common methods that in-house teams are used. However, sometimes organizations do not have the resources required, the talent, investment, technology to have in-house teams. If that's the case, the second approach has become, what is that? Outsourcing the product design projects to external firms. There are technology experts, product designing experts, research firms in every industry, every industry. They undertake the assignments from each client and they provide their solution. Sometimes the full complete solution from market surveys to concepts to manufacturing process, or the entire solution at a peak. Go part by part. At customers' request, they provide their service at a peak. That's become more popular. This has become more popular, especially in developed part of the world and in these type of developing market holes. Private firms are there, government technological institutes are there, support with relevant technology. So then think of some advantages. Why this technique has become more popular? What are the advantages for a firm when they go for a expert product design firms? What main advantages would be there for me? Okay. What main advantages would be there for this? Start from a simple points, then you can understand. So doing the product. So they talent they don't have enough experience, talent, maybe the technology. Then they can also and at least you can give what are the advantage? New idea. Out of the box thinking what they thought. Right? New ideas, latest concepts. So they are the experts in the field. So they will provide their professional service at okay. New ideas can be. But of course, since that is their expertise, they will be able to provide us better service faster. Otherwise, we will have to try out things, learn through experience. We will have to try out new things. As you correctly point out, this shorter time period, be able to improve products. Well, concept to market duration should be short. Concept to market duration should be short. Otherwise, other competitors can also develop different so that we can quickly get things done in the also. And many other advantages. One or two more. How could the technology act? That is their business. They have invested on technology, lab facilities, the talent, researchers and all. So the latest technology, they use latest technology in providing the solution. Innovative features, innovative solutions can be expected. At a relatively low cost as well. If you are to hire scientists, maintain labs, maintain like, huge investment. This is just an expense, not an investment. We can get the best professional services. Right? Understanding? So for product designing, that has become more popular. Outsourcing. Product design experts for this product design firm. Google, you will get number of firms, even in Srilanka. In each industry, there are firms. Freelance. Now, what is the latest technology? We call it open technology. Open technology, open source. So, freelancers, they operate for various different fun things. Talent. To internal constraint. Right. That's about different approaches. Slide number 11 and 12. This is the last point for today. Reveals you the best practice recommended for this. We call it product development process that has several steps. Now, 9 steps here. When designing processes. By following these 9 steps, the best practice for that, they say a firm can reduce the time taken for product development. And also, another important point, reduce the risk product. Time and risk can be. I'm going to explain all these steps. You to go through and check what you can learn from idea generation to feasibility analysis to then product specification and process specification. Then comes prototype development stage. As you can see here, from concept to feasibility, and then functional specifications, and then product specifications and manufacturing. And that stage the prototype. Then further review, design review. That's here also design review after prototype. What is a prototype? The basic version of the product. According to the new concept, new performance spec, product spec, they come up with the initial version of the product. It is a new water purifier, a new product based on some new technology. Let's say, what is the latest technology? Nanotechnology. Let's say nanotechnology. So based on the nanotechnology, if they have come up with a new water purifier, they will finalize. Okay, the concept is this. Now performance specifications are these. So this is the product. Physical output. More than physical prototypes, what has become popular now? Virtual prototypes. So there are various different design softwares, computer-aided design, CAD, computer-aided design that are used often to reduce the complexity of product design. Latest technologies are used. So we should know what are the steps, what are the technologies, and thereby how can we simplify the product design related. Now that is not the end. Once the prototype is developed, they will be further revealed. How can we simplify the product? How can we further improve it? How the quality can be further enhanced? Cost can be reduced. Materials can be reduced so that product become more solid design. So for that, various different concepts are there. Now, several examples of these techniques. Product lifecycle management is a kind of integrated software solution that can be used to manage various different stages of product design process. It's integrated software solution that brings together all the product design and manufacture related activities under one software. So that creating all these technical documents and all, within few clicks, documents are available. And then of course, this is a total new approach. I mean, total comprehensive approach for product designing. That is called QFD, value-based approach. QFD stands for quality function deployment. In simple terms, starting with customer requirements, ending with the product characteristics. Little more details are there, not necessary. I mean, you don't have to know everything here, but just be familiar with this idea. So to practice QFD, they use a tool called House of Quality, also known as Customer Requirement Matrix. It's a tool like this. It begins from rule number 1, customer requirements. Then 2, they benchmark with the existing products and specify the design characteristics here. Step number 3, 4, they do the relationship, and 5, technical correlations and identify what aspects can be highlighted, and finally come to the design stage. So kind of confused here. I'm not going to explain it. Finally, now, a completed house of quality would look like this. It begins with customer requirements. Now, this is for an electric iron. What customers expect, and then they compare existing product A and B, and differentiate product X, the new product, and identify the design characteristics. Do the comparison here. Finalize what key aspects to highlight, and accordingly come to the final product design. This is called house of quality. To specify the product characteristics. Some techniques. That is not the end. House of quality will be connected to the next level of it. They call it parts deployable. Based on the product characteristics, they will specify the parts characteristics. The next house of quality. That is called parts deployable. And using this as the input, they will identify the process characteristics. The next level. We call it process planning. So the process characteristics will be used here as inputs, and finally the operations. Operating requirements will be defined. So it's a series of connected UFDs that begins with customer requirements, ends with operating requirements. Will connect. That approach is called UFD. Find more details later. Since you are that, I'm not going to give you more details. Now, coming to various different review techniques and all, computer-aided designing is one such technique. And then techniques like standardization, modular designing, and then, of course, this technique, what we call value analysis or value engineering. Those are technical steps that helps firms to improve the product design. And some other concepts like DFM and DFA, design for manufacturing and design for assembly. So to make the product more better, produce it faster, designing for manufacturing. So the latest product that we see from Dumro to Pizza Hut, right? Their products have been designed in a way that economically, those designs can be manufactured economically. Now, for an example, say at Dumro, they are specializing in mainly furniture, right? Electronic products are also there, but furniture manufacturing. Their designs are very creative in a way. And are they expensive? Not so expensive. Are they new? And do they really depend on timber and natural resources? Those furnitures are made of different alternative materials. So most of these concepts they have followed. And for example, say this design for manufacturing, design for assembly concept. So they don't design just the final product. They design modules. Now, when you order a TV stand from Dumro, do they deliver TV stand to your home? No, all the components will come in one pack. They have been designed in such a way. They come in small modules, parts that can be assembled at the customer's place. That is how they have been designed. So such products can be easily stored, easily transported, assembled, and according to customer requirements, they can change the parts also and customize the product. An advantage of understanding the product designing is very important. The way you design the product is important. That has a lot of operations. Not only the cost, not only the quality, there are many other things. Understand it? We have to do it. One more example, just assume now, pizza Hut. When it comes to product design, pizza, just a pizza, right? But how carefully they have designed. Both of these concepts they have used. Do they provide us standardized product? In the same, all the customers same product? And they provide it, that is more economical for them. Because they can manufacture in large quantity and sell. So then the operating cost should be low. But as customers, what we want? We prefer customized pizza. Taste wise and other. So customization is important for us. But for the company, standardization. So within this gap, matching these two, what they have done. Do they bake pizza from the beginning when we request? Have you seen? They have designed their pizza in a different way. How? We call it modular designing or we can call it delayed differentiation. That is what they call it. Delayed differentiation. So the basic version of the pizza already prepared and available as modules, as parts, half processed items. Maybe dough that is done and that is stored separate. And the toppings, cheese, and all the other things, right? They cut and arrange separate. What they do? When customers place an order, they select each module appropriately and arrange them together, bake and eat. But customized pizza within 15 to 20 minutes. How? What is the advantage? When following the concept like this, businesses can have real competitive advantage. So in operations management, our concern is on that, how to design products in a better way so that we can have a lot of advantages and manufacture faster at low cost and provide customized service. So that is the concept. Since you are adults, I'm not going into detail. Those who are interested will start. So let's stop with that. What did we discuss? After the break, we talked about product designing. It's all about specifying the product characteristics. That is an important business decision. Not only operations decision, the business decision that determines the business success. They are about operational income. If you come up with some questions on these concepts, I will start from there the other day, at the next day. Otherwise, I will quickly move to the other one. Take care. Hope to see you next.